6 things you must do to keep wasps out of your beehive. Bees work best in calm, protected hives. Wasps disturb that balance by stealing food and breaking colony order. These 6 steps help you maintain hive strength, control invaders early, and protect your bees through the entire active season. 1. Seal and shorten hive entrances. If you've ever watched a wasp hovering at the hive entrance, you know it behaves like a thief casing a house, circling, waiting for a moment of weakness. That's why the first rule of protecting your bees is simple. Control the door. The entrance of a hive is both a highway for your bees and the only gateway wasps need to invade. By default, most commercial hives have entrances that are wider than necessary, especially during warm seasons. Bees can guard an opening only as large as their patrol can cover. When that space is too big, they spread thin, and a single bold wasp can slip through. To fix this, reduce the entrance size to a manageable opening. A simple wooden entrance reducer or a strip of foam insulation can do wonders. Make sure the gap is small enough for 1 or 2 bees to pass at a time, enough airflow, but not a welcome mat. Now, sealing is the part most beekeepers overlook. Tiny cracks near joints, warped lids, and forgotten nail holes may not look like threats, but to a wasp they're perfect side doors. Do a fingertip inspection around the hive body, feel for airflow, smell for escaping honey scent, and listen for faint buzzing. If you can sense movement or warmth from a joint, so can a wasp. Use weatherproof sealant or wax to close those invisible leaks. The next part is entrance positioning. A hive's entrance should face a direction where sunlight hits early in the morning. It gets your foragers active faster and discourages cold-loving predators. Avoid facing entrances toward dense shrubs or walls where wasps can hide. An open sunny flight path makes it harder for them to ambush. During peak wasp season, late summer into early autumn, you can install mesh or fine screen guards that let bees in but confuse wasps. Bees recognize their entrance by scent and vibration. Wasps don't have the same cues. Screens make them hesitate, which gives your guards time to react. Before you call it done, do one last check after every setup. Watch for gaps under the landing board, corners where lids meet boxes, or tiny spaces where propolis hasn't sealed fully. Every millimetre counts. Tip: think like a burglar. Walk around your hive and look for the easiest way in. If you can find one, a wasp can too. 2. Maintain a strong bee colony and remove. Weak frames wasps are not conquerors, they're opportunists. They don't fight strong hives head on, they wait for weakness. The best wasp protection isn't another layer of hardware, it's a strong colony. A buzzing, active entrance with a steady line of guard bees is the first and most reliable deterrent. Guard bees patrol the landing board, checking every returning worker for the hive's scent signature. When they're healthy and numerous, no wasp dares land. But when the colony thins out, the guards get overwhelmed. Start by keeping your brood frames healthy. Check regularly for brood diseases like chalk brood or European foul brood, which weaken your population and attract scavenging insects. If you notice a frame with patchy brood or poor queen laying patterns, replace or combine colonies before the wasp season peaks. Another danger is overexposure, leaving honey stores or comb fragments uncovered. Wasps can smell sugar from meters away. If your bees are weak and the hive is open too long, it's an open buffet. Always close hives quickly after inspection and never leave extracted combs lying in the sun. Even a few drips of honey can summon a swarm of wasps that memorize your hive's scent. Late summer is the danger window. Food sources for wasps dry up, and their colonies switch from hunting caterpillars to robbing anything sugary. If you know one of your colonies is smaller or struggling, merge it with a stronger one. 2 moderate hives are easier to defend than 3 weak ones. Guard behavior tells you everything. If you see bees clustering nervously at the entrance, bumping each other instead of facing out, it's a red flag. Reduced flight or random panic flight signal that intruders are testing your line. Sometimes you'll even see dead wasps near the landing board. That's your warning to act. Keep feeding under control too. Internal feeders are safer than open ones because they prevent scent drift. Never spill sugar syrup near hives. It lingers and acts as a permanent invitation. Lastly, remember that a strong hive defends itself naturally. You can't automate vigilance, you have to nurture it. Clean combs, an active queen, balanced food stores, and enough bees to patrol all sides are your best weapon. Tip: When in doubt, think of your hive as a medieval fortress. The queen is the monarch, brood frames are her citizens, and guard bees are the soldiers. Your job is to make sure the gates stay small and the army stays fed. 3. Position your hive and remove external attractants. The third defense strategy isn't inside the hive, it's everything around it. A well-placed hive can save you weeks of battles. Wasps follow scent and sight cues. They build nests near food, shade and moisture. If your hive sits next to a compost bin, fruit tree, or even a picnic table, you've given them a daily buffet. Step 1 is relocation. Move the hive away from attractants. Keep it at least 20 feet from any potential wasp food source, like garbage bins, fallen fruit, or outdoor feeders. Check the area each week. Wasps love rotting apples, spilled soda, and syrup residues. Clean these quickly before they discover your hive's scent trail. The longer a wasp scouts your area, the more likely it is to mark it for the colony. Surprisingly, landscape matters too. Tall grass and shrubs offer perfect ambush zones. When bees fly low or hover near cover, wasps can attack mid-air. Keep the area around your hives trimmed and open. Sunlight deters wasp nesting and helps your bees maintain temperature balance. If you can, add a decoy or trap nearby, but never directly beside the hive. A trap a few meters away lures wasps elsewhere. Commercial wasp traps with sugar and vinegar mixes work, or you can craft one with a cut plastic bottle and bait. Remember, wasps are smart. Rotate bait types every few weeks so they don't adapt. Another trick many beekeepers use is hive orientation. Face your entrance toward open space rather than forest edges or walls. Wasps use natural flight paths like fence lines, hedges, and gutters. Avoid placing the hive along those invisible highways. If you must, install a visual barrier like mesh or reflective tape to break that pattern. Also, think about airflow. A breeze from the right direction not only cools your hive, but also disperses honey scent, your best passive defense. Still air, on the other hand, lets aroma linger and spreads a scent trail straight to predators. Lastly, never forget the power of timing. Wasp populations spike mid to late summer. If you feed your bees or rearrange supers during that period, work early in the morning or late evening when wasps are less active. Avoid crushing bees near entrances. The pheromone from crushed bodies attracts wasps like a signal flare. Tip: walk around your hive area and ask yourself, if I were a wasp, where would I hide? If the answer is anywhere nearby, you know where to start cleaning. 4. Use natural and mechanical deterrents around hive perimeter. Once your hive is sealed and strong, the next line of defense is the perimeter, the invisible ring that tells wasps, you're not welcome here. Think of it as building a scent wall and a mechanical fence at the same time. Start with nature's repellents. Certain plants produce oils that wasps can't tolerate. Peppermint, eucalyptus, wormwood, citronella, and clove all give off volatile compounds that confuse a wasp's scent receptors. Plant them in pots around your apiary or place small mesh bags of dried leaves under hive stands. You'll notice fewer wasps lingering near entrances once the breeze carries those sharp scents through the air. You can even dab essential oils, diluted, on cotton balls and tuck them into vent slots or corners of your hive stand. Just avoid coating the entrance or landing board. Bees dislike overpowering smells too. Refresh the oils weekly. Once the scent fades, so does its power. Next, install mechanical barriers. A strip of fine insect mesh or hardware cloth beneath and around the hive base stops ground-level infiltration. Wasps often approach low, landing under stands or climbing up from soil crevices. With mesh in place, they waste time circling, which gives your guards the advantage. Another proven trick is visual deterrence. Wasps are territorial. They rarely build nests near another active one. Hanging a fake nest, even a crumpled paper bag shaped like one within a few meters of the hive, can make scouting wasps turn back. Modern versions use weatherproof materials or subtle patterns that mimic the papery texture of a real wasp nest. One decoy per 2 or 3 hives is enough. Finally, fine-tune the entrance visuals. A narrow guard strip with a colour or texture contrast helps bees navigate but throws wasps off. Bees memorise landmarks. Wasps rely on direct sightlines. When the board looks unfamiliar or feels rough, they hesitate. A half-inch aluminum channel or plastic reducer painted a different shade works wonders. Tip: keep your deterrent system dynamic. Rotate scents every few weeks, adjust fake nest placement, and check that the mesh doesn't block bee flight. The goal is to make your apiary unpredictable for intruders, stability for bees, confusion for wasps. 5. Monitor, regularly, and intervene. Early, even with perfect defences, vigilance wins the war. Wasps don't invade overnight. They test, scout, and return in patterns. Your job is to catch those first warning signs. Start by observing your entrance rhythm. In a healthy hive, bees come and go in steady lines, facing outward before takeoff. If you see erratic darting, sudden retreats, or dead bees on the landing board, something's probing the defences. Watch for lone wasps hovering just beyond the guard line. That's the scouting phase. A single scout today can turn into a raid tomorrow. Look inside too. During inspections, check top bars and outer combs for greasy smudges or drag marks. Wasps sometimes steal brood. If you find the half-eaten larvae or uneven wax edges, they've already breached once. Also listen. An agitated colony sounds different, sharper, shorter buzz tones compared to the usual hum. If you suspect nearby nests, walk a slow perimeter search. Follow flight paths outward in widening circles. Wasps fly low and direct, often along fences or hedges. Their entry points are small holes in soil banks, eaves or tree hollows. Deal with these nests early before they mature. A mature colony sends hundreds of workers by late summer, too much for guards to handle alone. When removal is necessary, choose timing carefully. At dusk, most wasps are home and temperature is cooler, limiting their aggression. You can block the nest entrance with soil, use a professional-grade trap, or call pest control if it's close to human spaces. Never spray near an active hive. Bees react badly to aerosols. To stay proactive, maintain a simple inspection log. Note date, weather, hive strength, and any wasp sightings. Patterns emerge. For example, if attacks rise 2 days after feeding syrup, you'll know to adjust your routine. Logs also help you compare hive behaviour across seasons, revealing which colonies resist better. Often the stronger genetics or layout provide clues for future management. A few small habits make monitoring easier. Keep binoculars handy to scan hive lines from a distance. Use sticky traps at fence height to gauge early activity without endangering bees. Check under hive lids and handles each visit. Small wasp nests can start there undetected. Tip: never ignore a single wasp near a weak hive. One scout can memorise scent, report back, and lead dozens to attack within hours. Swift response prevents escalation. 6. Adopt preventive infrastructure and hive hygiene. Good infrastructure is like armour, solid, simple, and clean. Wasps thrive on neglect. Every forgotten comb, open box, or sugar drip becomes a foothold. Building preventive habits now keeps your bees safe through the worst season peaks. Start by sealing all nearby structures. Wasps love dry cavities, shed corners, wall gaps, unused hive boxes. Inspect your apiary surroundings each month. Fill holes in wooden stands, tighten screws on roof joints, and patch any space larger than a pencil. If a wasp can squeeze its head in, it can start a nest. Next, focus on hive hygiene. Remove burr comb, wax scraps, and broken frames immediately. Never stack empty supers uncovered. They attract scavengers and create nesting pockets. When replacing old combs, melt or bag them before disposal. Leaving them in open bins is an open invitation. Baited traps work best off-site. Place them 15-20 feet away, downwind of your hives. The goal isn't to lure wasps toward bees, but to divert them elsewhere. A mixture of sugar water, vinegar, and a drop of dish soap in a plastic bottle trap works reliably. Check traps weekly and replace bait once it ferments. Late summer feeding requires special care. Avoid open syrup feeders, they spread scent fast. Use internal feeders with sealed covers or top feeders under inner lids. If you spill syrup, wash immediately with water. Even one sticky patch can attract dozens of wasps within an hour. Hive placement also matters. Elevation helps. A stand lifting hives 12–16 inches off the ground deters crawling wasps and prevents moisture buildup. Some modern stands feature built-in guards, small angled lips that disrupt insect climbing paths. If you're building your own, smooth legs and apply a thin ring of food-grade petroleum jelly or diatomaceous earth. It creates a temporary slippery barrier. Beyond physical structure, cleanliness extends to your beekeeping gear. Wash gloves and tools after inspections. Old propolis and honey residues on hive tools can attract wasps the next day. Keep extraction areas sealed. Outdoor honey processing is a beacon to scavengers. Another overlooked point is apiary layout. If you run multiple hives, give each enough spacing, at least 3 feet apart so scent trails don't blend. Wasps follow smell gradients. Separate clusters make them harder to navigate. Avoid straight lines. Stagger hives slightly, forcing wasps to reorient each time. Lastly, treat wasp control as a seasonal ritual, not a reaction. Begin preventive steps in early spring, long before the first scout appears. A queen emerging from hibernation is easier to manage than a full nest of workers in August. Place early traps, prune vegetation, and inspect after heavy rains. Moisture drives wasps to relocate. Tip: prevention works best when invisible. If your hives look clean, smell neutral, and run quietly, you've already won half the battle. Subscribe, like and comment why you like this video for a chance to win a new Apple MacBook.